Welcome to my review of Enola Holmes, a new Netflix original film which you can start streaming on September 23rd. It is directed by Harry Bradbeer and it stars Millie Bobby Brown as the youngest sister in the Holmes family. So now, let's talk about it. The film follows teenager Enola Holmes as she discovers her mother has gone missing, and as she sets off to find her, she stumbles upon a young lord and unravels a mysterious conspiracy around him. To say that I was dreading this film would not be fair going into it, but I was also not excited. I was very hesitant in watching this film. The trailer half and half didn't work for me, the marketing just didn't look good, but this film surprised me in a lot of ways. First of all, the direction. I would never have guessed that the direction would be so good in this film. It is vibrant, energetic, dynamic. It's got a unique quirkiness to it that fits the mold of this film because the film is very much for, I would say, kids around 10 to 12 and maybe even a few young teenagers. This film is clearly their version of Sherlock Holmes, and it has its unique taste to it. It doesn't feel like just a copy of what Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes used to be, and is in many ways still. It is its own unique thing, and I really like how it expands the world of Sherlock Holmes, because Sherlock and Mycroft are also in this film, played by Henry Cavill and Sam Claflin, respectively. I gotta say, Henry Cavill, I want to see him play Sherlock Holmes. Like, if they do more of these movies, I hope we see more of Henry Cavill. The film shows that it really understands the brothers in terms of character. Like, Sherlock is a very cold person at first, and if you just look at the surface, but he's actually got a heart to him, while Mycroft is a more stern and kind of a prick most of the time. But Millie Bobby Brown really shines as a star of this film, as Enola Holmes. She sells vulnerability, innocence, but also some cunning, and she's smart in her own way. Again, she's not just a copy of Sherlock Holmes, but in a teenager girl version. She's very endearing and charming throughout this film. She has a very compelling emotional arc that she goes in, and you want to follow her. You want to see what she does next. How does she get out of this certain situation throughout the film? And they keep on making it interesting. Also, a special shout out to the score that throughout the film I thought, hey, this is very good. I'm going to remember this score. And at the end, it came in the credits from Daniel Pemberton, and it made all the sense in the world. One of the most underrated composers out there today. This is what it is. It's one of those movies for young adults, early teens, and it knows what it is. It's not trying to be subtle. It's not trying to be the most dramatic movie ever. It's trying to have fun with itself and have a little emotion, making compelling characters, quirky characters, charming characters that you like to follow and that you remember. These aren't bland or generic. They have their own quirks to themselves that really makes them stand out. And now as for issues, it feels like Enola thinks a lot on her feet, and she shows that she is smart, but it feels like she goes with her gut and with her instincts and with her emotions, and sometimes the pieces of the puzzle don't all add up together, unfortunately. I also really dislike the character of the young lord for the most part of this film. He gets better near the end, but for the most part, I really didn't care for him. It also feels like the mother part of the story is completely inconsequential. You get to know little to nothing about it throughout the film. But my biggest issue with the movie, without a shadow of a doubt, is the fourth wall breaks. This film breaks the fourth wall constantly. However, it breaks it less and less as the movie goes on. Like, it serves several purposes. It serves to give us backstory of how Enola's relationship was with her mother as she was growing up, and they were the only two in the house. She didn't know her father, she didn't live with her brothers, it was just the two of them, and how much her mother means to her. But it just serves to give you backstory, which is not the best way to give backstory to your audience it feels like exposition constantly. It also feels like she's doing this kind of Dora the Explorer thing. Sometimes she's just telling the audience something, other times she directly asks the audience something. Even worse is trying to fill those blanks that you can completely piece it together by yourself, because we, the audience, are smart people and we get it through the emotional sequences, the looks on certain actors' faces. We can see what they are thinking, what they are feeling. We don't need all that dialogue telling us directly stuff in our faces. The worst thing, however, is that at one point, out of nowhere, another character looks directly at the camera, and I was like, what? Why are you looking at the camera? This makes no sense. I wasn't expecting this, but I do recommend Enola Holmes once it's out on Netflix and you can watch it. It's a really fun movie. It has its issues, and I stand by all the issues that I had, but all the positives, I also stand for it. It's got uniqueness, it's got quirkiness to it, it's fun, it's funny, and it's a really fun detective story to maybe introduce to your kids, so then maybe where they get older, you can have them read and see Sherlock Holmes and the more intriguing mysteries. I'm giving Enola Holmes a B-. Now, my beautiful geekies, are you excited for Enola Holmes, or have you seen it already? Thank you so much, everyone on Netflix, for the screener provided. I really appreciate it. And now I can bring you Netflix early reviews all the time, as I am a member of the Media Center. I wouldn't be here without you guys who have supported and subscribed to the channel up to this day. So thank you so much for watching and for all the support. And so until the next video, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, subscribe, like, and share with your friends for them to subscribe as well, because it really helps me and the channel out. But most importantly, above everything else, forever and always, love each other and love the movies.